Hey everyone, Steven here, and today I'm reviewing the Comica STU-U1 USB microphone. As always, I'll cover the specs first before getting into what I like, don't like, and then wrapping it up with the gray area, which are things you may or may not care about. As always, I am using the actual microphone to do the voiceover for the whole review, so this is essentially the sound test versus a small section that I do the sound test. I do want to note that I have the gain turned all the way up because I'm actually sitting back from this microphone a little bit more than I usually do with other microphones. I'm at about a foot where I'm usually about maybe a couple inches from the microphone, especially one that I have like the Shure SM7B where you have to be closer to that. So just keep that in mind with this. And then I don't have any type of adjustments in post with this. So I'm not doing adaptive noise reduction or anything like that in Premiere Pro. This is just the raw audio here. With all of that being said though, let's get into the specs. The Comica STU-U1 is a 16mm cardioid condenser USB microphone with a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, a sensitivity of -37 decibels plus or minus 2 decibels, a maximum sound pressure level of 120 decibels, and a signal to noise ratio of 70 decibels. The equivalent noise is 24 decibels A, the dynamic range is 96 decibels, sample rate is 48 kilohertz, and bit depth is 24 bits. The audio output is USB Type-C with a USB adapter, and the microphone has a 3.5mm audio input to monitor the audio. The microphone weighs 580 grams and has an operating temperature of 0 to 50 degrees Celsius. On the front of the microphone, you have the gain turn dial with an LED light to let you know the level of the audio in real time. There is a mute button on the front and the pop filter is built in. For mechanical adjustments, this can rotate 360 degrees vertically, but that's it. You can mount this on a mic arm if you want though. For that, there is a 3/8 threading hole that you can use, and the body of this is full metal. Price on this is $79 on Amazon with frequent sales. Now that I've covered these specs, let's get into what I like, starting with the ease of use. This is just plug and record, and after dealing with audio interfaces for some time now, this is a nice change of pace. Now I like my audio interfaces, but the ability to just plug this in and still get good sound is great. The sound overall is really solid. It won't compete with the more expensive microphones like the Shure SM7B or even Comica's STM-01 XLR microphone, which I'll have a link for my review in the description on that microphone, but it still sounds good and it doesn't come with the need for phantom power like those mics. I like the simplicity of the gain dial with the RGB lights to let you know if you're getting too loud and causing distortion. The built-in pop filter does a good job, and you don't have to be extremely close like I mentioned earlier to this microphone to still get good audio, which helps. I also like that they give you a USB Type-A adapter just in case you don't have a USB Type-C port on your PC or laptop. They really cover their bases here, so some consumers don't have to buy this separately. I like that. The design here is mostly metal and it feels really solid and not flimsy, which is another bonus just in case, I don't know if it falls or anything like that. It's not plastic where it feels like it's going to break. And last, the price here. I think it's solid considering the quality of the mic. It feels like it hits a sweet spot of not being too expensive for the average consumer, and it still has really good quality to it. Plus, again, I mentioned earlier, they do have frequent sales with this. Moving on to what I don't like, I really only have one complaint, which is the rubber cable. I think having a threaded cable sleeve would look better and have more function. I'm just not a fan of rubber sleeved cables anymore. They have a tendency to get caught up on surfaces and they just aren't as aesthetically pleasing. To me, it's the only thing on this microphone that feels cheaper quality. Last is the gray area, which are things you may or may not care about, starting with the stand, which is smaller because the mic overall is very small. It would be nice to have this have the ability to adjust the height because this is such a low profile mic. Now you can mount this on a mic arm, which is pretty common with mics, but this is also a very light microphone, so keep that in mind as heavy-duty mic arms may have too much tension in them to allow this to sit where you want it to. Scissor mic arms should be okay though. Next, the microphone doesn't have any built-in filtering for ambient noise, but at this price point, I wouldn't expect that. This is really just my opportunity to address the low hum you hear in the background, which is my AC unit. You can kind of hear this with my other microphones, not much, but I always end up filtering that out using adaptive noise reduction in Premiere Pro. So to wrap everything up here, I think this is a very solid microphone, both in terms of performance and aesthetics, especially if you're just mostly going to be talking. If you are a singer, do actually listen to this and consider the fact that this may not have the quality or the richness that you are looking for. The price tag here feels well worth it for anybody that is speaking though, and this is yet another product from Comica that I'll be using. I'll have a link for this in the description if you want to pick this up. If you have any questions about this microphone, let me know in the comment section. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.